On average, humans spend one-third of their lifetime sleeping. However, do you know that we are the only mammals that will delay sleep willingly? It is beyond doubt that most of us have experienced procrastination, including procrastinating our sleep, be it burning the midnight oil for deadlines, finishing up the latest episode of a TV drama, or simply scrolling our phone for no reason. Knowing that lack of sleep may be a common problem faced by young people in Hong Kong, do you know how exactly it is related to our daily life? Sleep is the cornerstone to maintaining peak mental and physical health. With insufficient sleep, one suffers from sleep deprivation. Individuals who experience several consecutive days of sleep deprivation will enter sleep debt, also known as the cumulative effects of inadequate sleep. Previous research studies have found that sleep debt increases the risk of chronic disorders, obesity, and depression in the long run. Not only does it threaten our physical well-being, but it also adversely affects our academic performance and may even lead to behavioral problems. With the increasing public awareness of health, we believe that many Hong Kong university students experience sleep debt. But there could be various reasons affecting sleep, be it busy schedules, poor physical environment, psychological stress, and the usage of electronic devices. As university students are the important working force in the future, their health should be of paramount importance. Thus, it is crucial to find out the causes of sleep debt among them. However, most of the current research about sleep debt focuses on teenagers and children. Therefore, the present study aims to evaluate if there is a correlation between sleep debt and the nighttime use of badly electronic devices. It is hypothesized that if Hong Kong university students use badly electronic devices at night, they will have a higher tendency of suffering from sleep debt.
In our project, we investigate the science of sleep debt and also the impact of badly electronic devices on sleep by having our participants fill in two different surveys. One of the surveys is known as the Epworth Sleepiness Survey, which examines whether participants receive adequate sleep by considering the frequency of daytime dozing. 8 scenarios such as sitting while reading or watching the television are given, and the participants have to score from 0 to 3 for each scenario, with 0 being would never doze, and 3 being high chance of dozing. A higher score of the sum of 8 scenarios indicates more severe daytime dozing, while a lower score of it indicates less severe or normal daytime dozing. The other survey is a self-designed nighttime technology use survey to understand more about the participants' habit of using backlit electronic devices at night. After that, we interview our participants to find out how important they think sleep is, whether they think they are getting enough sleep, and what their normal sleeping patterns are.
I think sleep is important because it will affect your daily functioning and your concentration throughout the day.
I do think sleep is important because I think we need sufficient amount of energy to start off the day and end the day.
No, I don't think I'm getting enough sleep.
I think I'm not getting enough sleep.
I don't think so. It's not enough.
I think around 4 to 6 hours.
5 to 6 hours.
4 to 6 hours.
Usually around 1 or 2 a.m.
I usually sleep around 12 to 1 a.m.
Around 1 a.m. to 2 a.m.
Schoolwork and using electronic devices.
I would sacrifice it for social activities and schoolwork.
Use the electronic devices to play games or watch videos or do the schoolworks.
For the result of the Epworth Sleepiness Survey, approximately 83% of the respondents reported to have excessive daytime sleepiness, with more than half of them scoring between 16 to 24 in the Epworth Sleepiness Survey. The remaining 17% of surveyed participants have normal daytime sleepiness, with only 2% of them scoring between 0 to 5 in the survey. As for the results of the nighttime technology use survey, 50 out of 60 participants reported to use screen devices in bed every night. In addition to that, the time duration when 92% of the respondents put away their screen devices before sleeping is less than 15 minutes. The most frequently used screen device is unsurprisingly smartphones. The use of computer screens are second in ranking, followed by video game consoles and television being ranked last. Majority of the participants spend most of their screen time watching videos, and is then followed by the usage of social media, listening to music or podcasts, and lastly, reading.
The Nighttime Technologies Use Survey is also conducted to find out whether university students are high or low technology users. We found that most of the respondents used backlit electronic devices every night. Smartphones are with the highest popularity. Thus, the majority of Hong Kong students are high users of technology. After knowing the frequency of using technology, we want to investigate whether they are getting enough sleep. According to the Epworth Sleepiness Scale, the higher the scores, the more severe the daytime sleepiness. In this project, there were 83% of the respondents who scored 11 to 24, indicating that they were suffering from excessive daytime sleepiness. Worse still, 60% of the respondents scored 16 to 24, and therefore they are classified as severe excessive daytime sleepiness. Astonishingly, there were only 16% of the respondents falling into the range of having normal daytime sleepiness. In short, most of the Hong Kong university students do not get sufficient sleep. However, it is not enough to know that they do not get sufficient sleep. More importantly, we have to investigate their sleeping quality. Based on the interview and survey results, participants actually do feel that sleep is important, while more than 41 out of 60 participants are willing to sacrifice their sleep for schoolwork, using electronic devices and social activities. Even though the majority of the respondents think that they are not getting enough sleep, more than half of them reported to sleep after 1 a.m. on a daily basis. Therefore, it is not surprising to find out that their average duration of sleep is less than 7 hours. From these results, it can be concluded that Hong Kong university students who are frequent users of technology do not get enough rest every day and sleep less than 7 hours on average. This indicates that they are suffering from sleep debt. Similarly, a study also found that when participants used electronic devices before bedtime, they will be very likely to have sleep debt. This is because they will be occupying their time of sleep by spending time on electronic devices. And the light from these devices actually delays our sleep initiation by suppressing our melatonin levels, which is a hormone that helps with sleep. We also would like to take into consideration that there may be sources of errors throughout our investigation. Both Epworth Sleepiness Survey and Nighttime Technology Use Survey are single-blind surveys because the surveys were distributed by the investigators rather than a third party. Hence, participants may intentionally or subconsciously respond to more or less favorable results. Besides that, data is collected through the Google survey. Therefore, participants might answer several times for the same survey. Worse still, it is an observational study in which participants self-report their situations, so there is no evidence to prove their responses are real and accurate.
To conclude, as high technology users, the majority of Hong Kong university students suffer from sleep debt. It is also found that the habits of using blacklit electronic devices at nighttime adversely affects one's sleeping quality. Sleep is like a golden chain that binds our health and body together. A good quality of sleep is crucial for human survival. Every individual sleeps for around 8 hours per day on average, meaning each of us will sleep for a total of 200,000 hours in our life, which is typically about 1/3 of the lifespan. Thus, sleep is important. We should not overlook sleep, but try to strive our very best to maintain a good quality of sleep. For instance, According to the results of the present study, using blacklit electronic devices at nighttime will probably affect our sleeping quality. Therefore, as the saying goes, a good laugh and a long sleep are the two best cure for everything, not your electronic devices.